That gum.
Mike, when I drink that.
Imagine if there was a device, a device that you could use that would keep your sucking silent. I wonder what that could be.
We're not using
I
straws.
wonder what that could be.
You know what straws do? They kill the sea turtles.
You know what? Maybe it's time for the sea turtles to move on.
The sea turtles.
What has a
love
sea
straws.
turtle ever done for you? Have you ever even seen a sea turtle outside of a zoo?
Yes,
When?
on a movie.
Doesn't count. Wasn't
Why?
in person. They could. I've seen a dinosaur on a movie. Doesn't mean
You didn't
they
specify
matter.
in person.
I feel like that was part of the question, really.
Hang on, I need to adjust you down.
When I get going, Tedder, that's the kind of loudness that we're going to experience. We have to know when to hold them, know when to fold them,
Know when to walk
know
away.
when to walk away, and know when to run.
I'm drawing a blank.
You never count your money.
Count your shekels, your schmeckles.
Sure. When
You are.
sitting at the table. I never hit the button, by the way.
Why? I'm gonna kill you. Hit the button. Hit the freaking button.
The button's playing now.
All right.
You never count your money when you're sitting at the table.
We're sitting at the table, so
And there's time enough for counting
don't count your money.
when the dealing's done. Oh, shoot. There's that.
All right. You can hear me. I can hear you.
You can hear me. I can hear you.
All right.
You've been slurping on that drink.
No, I haven't.
Yeah.
Look,
Say
me
that
and
to
you
my-
are
to
almost
my-
at the same level.
Say that to my dadgum glass. Look at
The
that.
what?
My dadgum glass. Look
That's
at that.
right.
Look at that. Interesting.
Yeah, I figured it out. The
Dude,
sipping comes through the mic really
You're
loud.
going to be in the clouds later. Yeah, it does. Did you hear me? See how silent that was?
How do you sip that quiet?
Because I'm American. I know how to drink a beverage like an adult.
So do you think if you put a straw in your mouth out the side, you could drink faster?
What? If you put a straw in your mouth.
Yeah, cupped your mouth
Out the
around the whole
side.
glass. Had a straw out the side for an air hole.
No. What? Straw out the side for an... Oh, yes.
Yeah?
Yes, I think. I don't know. I'm not willing to bust a hole in my cheek for that experiment.
It wouldn't be a bust a hole
What
in your
kind of
cheek.
sick World War II
just
era
sticks-
experimentation are you wanting to do?
Just sticks out the side.
This is disgusting.
All right. When did you start school?
When did I start school?
Yeah. When did you start school? Do you remember your first day?
When I was a wee lad. I started kindergarten.
How old? What age?
You think I remember?
What year?
Shoot, probably 5,
You-
maybe 6,
you can do
probably
some-
6.
You can do some quick math.
Quick maths. 12th grade
You graduated.
was 18 minus 12. 6. I was 6.
You didn't skip any or get held back any grades.
What kind of question is that? No, I didn't freaking
don't
get
know.
held back. If anything, I skipped. And no, I didn't skip. That'd be terrible.
No, not skip. For you, it'd be held back, most likely.
Listen here,
Did you just do
child.
Did you just do a?
Listen here, kid. I never got held back. I was incredible at school and mathematics.
Okay.
Interesting.
Do you remember your first day?
Count your days,
Do
buddy.
you remember your first day or any of your first days that young?
First day, I remember 2nd grade.
No,
My
you don't.
first. Oh yeah, I do.
You remember that old?
I remember that old young.
That young? Old?
Yeah, that old
That far
young.
back?
That old young far back.
Yeah, that's pretty far
Second
back.
day, 1st grade. Confused the crap out of me because there was a list that I'd never seen before on this table. It's like an end table when you first enter the classroom. It's like, I don't know any of these kids, but there's this list that they're shouting at me that I got to sign on. And it was in dry erase marker, which was a new technology at the time. Freaked me out. And they're like, use the marker, write down your preference. And I was like, preference for what? Couldn't read yet. And then the preference was like X food, Y food.
Get
And
that thing.
then I had to tally. I would probably put pizza because why not? Every kid did. And so I put down pizza, and that's the majority of my first day of second grade. And it was
You voted?
I voted.
You
It was
voted on your first day
I
of
voted for
second
my
grade.
lunch, by
Look at that.
golly.
There you go.
Yes.
Wait, that's what you got for lunch?
That's what I got for lunch. I got
That's
the vote.
amazing.
It was amazing.
That the cafeteria ladies were able to change the meal of the day so quick
For me.
after
Absolutely.
they counted all the ballots.
Right? Well, I got there early. It was
Do
first
you
day
have
of
a
school.
voter ID?
No, why would I need a voter ID? It was the second grade.
What if people voted twice or 3 times?
It's dry erase marker. My vote probably didn't even count. It was erased.
Yeah, what if someone who didn't like you at that point came in behind you, just
Who's gonna
erased
dislike one of the most
your
beautiful
tallies?
little second grade boys?
Oh, we'll get into
I
that.
was a small cutie.
I thought you weren't
Cuties are made for kids.
very liked.
What? Easy sport.
Yeah.
Easy.
All right. All right. Where did you go to school?
Irrelevant.
Why? You can say it.
I went to
This
a
is public
small
knowledge.
I went to a small public school in North Carolina.
Okay. When you say small, what graduating class size?
Yeah, like we tallied our graduating class in
You
elementary
did?
school.
Oh,
No,
no,
no, we
I'm not talking
didn't.
about elementary school. I'm talking about what was your graduating class size?
My graduating class size in high school, shoot, 220,
220?
220.
That's 100 more than me.
So, where did you go to school?
You think you went to a small town?
Uh-huh. I did go to a small town. The town I went to encompassed
220s.
the 5 surrounding areas.
220s
By George.
up there.
Okay.
The what? 5 areas?
Like the 5 surrounding cities, towns, villages.
It was a mixture?
Yes.
You had people from 5 different
Towns.
towns.
Yeah.
Okay.
A lot of areas.
Hey, you said cities at first. I'm like,
Yeah, cities.
you went
Huge.
to
Huge
a
metropoli.
nice, expensive school.
Absolutely. We had metal detectors. No. Ridiculous.
Did you ever have a metal detector?
No. Why would we have a metal detector at a school?
We had a metal detector. A lot of schools have metal detectors now.
No, they don't.
Okay, we
That is
didn't
a
have
lie.
a metal detector until my 11th grade year. So I made it the whole way through until 11th grade. And
I never
that's when
saw
they
a metal
installed it.
detector until puberty.
Why? Why would you remember that?
DC trip.
So you were in puberty on
Yeah.
your DC trip?
Yes. It's like 8th grade.
What, 8th grade?
Yeah, like 8th grade.
Wow, that's late.
I was a late bloomer.
Why? Where was
We
it?
all developed
Where
differently.
was the metal
What?
detector?
The Pentagon.
What?
Yeah.
You went in the Pentagon? Like, that was the first place you went in DC?
Wait a minute.
That's like a
Library of Congress.
it's a big step. Hey, we went to the Library of Congress. We didn't.
I have a library card there.
No, you don't. It's expired.
Somewhere. Oh, it is.
You probably have an overdue book. Or
Most certainly
something.
expired by now. Oh, it's far gone. I have no idea where it is, but I have it. Dadgummit. It's there.
Dadgummit.
Dadgummit.
No, you got to do it. All right. How far did you have to travel from home to school, and how did you get to school?
What is this, 1980?
Yeah, how did you get to school? You run like Forrest Gump?
Yeah, I ran like Forrest Gump.
No, Forrest
No,
Gump
I
actually
didn't run
drove a
like
bus
Forrest Gump.
to school.
Yeah, he drove the bus. Forrest Gump himself
he rode a
drove
bus.
that bus to school. Seats taken. Yeah, he definitely did. He got right in that lap.
Nobody ran everywhere though.
Maybe whenever he hit the track team, he ran everywhere after he busted off his braces. It's an
Yeah.
excellent film.
Yeah.
Tom Hanks,
so
wonderful actor. You know, he regressed in age for that role.
yeah.
Yeah.
He
It's
also
true.
regressed in mental capacity for that role.
That's true.
actually. Fun fact.
That's a little bit messed up that you would bring that up, but you're right.
All right. I don't know why that's messed up. It's just a
Right.
fact.
It is a fact.
So
He lost 40 IQ points to
I'm
play
assuming you took a bus.
Forrest Gump. No, I didn't take a bus. I had a loving mother.
You got your mom to drive you to school every
My
day.
yeah, my mom. My mom drove me to
What, you don't say
school.
mom?
No, because I'm not from Canada.
I'm sorry. I'm not taking 2 syllables to say the word mom. That's too much.
What?
That's a lot of work.
Mom. Where's the second syllable at?
Mother. No, you're arguing for mother.
No, I'm arguing for mom, not mum. She's not a flower.
We're saying the same thing
She's not a
here.
flower on the side of the road.
We're saying the same thing. Is a
My
mom a flower?
yes, mums.
I don't
Oh
know.
my gosh, jeez Louise.
I'm not a florist.
Yet, anyway,
That'd be
gardener.
fun.
Maybe,
Anyway.
mayhaps. The bees are dying, but sad that you brought it up. Uh, my mom would drive my brother and sister to school along with me every morning, and then afterwards, one of us was typically late. She would go to work immediately after.
That's
So
crazy.
mornings were chaotic. I would
Yeah.
have to get dressed every day, often falling back asleep because I was exhausted all the time and I was, a child.
It's not much different from it is now.
Excellent.
That's how you are.
You are correct. And then my brother and sister would have similar issues, being a little bit older than I am in years. They would have to get up, get dressed. Meanwhile, I am, first one dressed, as always.
And the nicest dressed.
Nicest dressed, of course, because my mother and sister dressed me as a child.
Mhm.
Then I
Yep.
would get into the car, be sitting there in the frigid cold, and climb up hills both ways
You didn't turn on
to
the
go back
car and
home.
turn the defrosters on.
What,
Pause.
what is that?
Anyway,
I gotta match your pace.
so we're gonna have people on eventually. We're gonna
Right.
have guests on.
Right.
So I figured we'd do this for the sake of not being hypocrites, and we're gonna introduce ourselves before we have a bunch of other random people on,
Right.
and we're asking about their lives before we even talk about our own. So
Excellent.
we might as well knock it out now, so we
Right.
don't have to talk about ourselves later.
Right.
Okay.
Makes sense to me.
So as you were saying,
No.
we were talking about we were talking about you going to school. How long of a drive was it?
It was 20 miles uphill both ways.
What?
To and from school. To and from school. My drive home took probably 9 minutes. Less.
That's it?
8, 9 minutes.
Oh my
And
goodness.
then my mom would take my brother to school whenever he graduated from elementary school because we're close, not close, but closer in age than I am with my sister. And then she would take him and my sister to the middle school or the high school, depending on which year it was. And then the other one, my sister, would go to high school
Yeah.
because the middle school and the high school were in the same lot. But you would have to drive to separate lots to drop each other off.
What about, so how was your school split up? Like you said high school, middle school was under high school, right?
Yeah,
And then
as
what was
one
before
is.
that? What was before that?
What was before what? High school? Middle
Yeah,
school?
like the whole way down. High school, middle school. What was before that?
Elementary school.
And before that?
That's not a thing.
Yeah, it is.
No, it's not.
I bet it is.
No. You
Okay.
teach your young in the woods,
So,
I guess. You teach your young in the home.
well, obviously,
You go to a daycare.
we do have. You had preschool too, I'm
What
assuming.
what do you teach a
And
child
kindergarten.
before school? No, I
Preschool.
didn't go to preschool.
Why?
I just didn't.
So you were just too smart for everyone else. You didn't need a preschool.
I mean, I didn't say it, but if that's what you want to say, sure.
Okay. So kindergarten.
It's not necessary
Yeah,
in North
kindergarten.
Carolina. Yeah. K through
That's
5.
That's pretty
Elementary
much a preschool.
elementary school K through 5. No, kindergarten.
Kindergarten's before one.
It's German for little children. I don't know what
Kindergarten's before one.
Isn't it like little flowers?
Preschool is basically preschool.
Little garden. Little garden. Yeah. I'm pretty sure that's right.
Spell kindergarten.
K I N D
Yeah.
ERGARTEN.
No.
Yes.
I don't know.
Kindergarten.
Is it spelled with a T or a D?
It's spelled with a T. It's not kindergarten. It's not an American word. It's a German word
I might have to pull that
for
up.
a little school.
Why would we use a German word?
Pull it up, Brandon. Why would we not pull it? Why would we not use it?
Like, why?
Yeah, take your sweet time. By all means, take your time.
All right. Yeah. All right, that's on me.
That's on me. I didn't mean to. My name is Brandon, and I am uncultured.
I went to kindergarten. I just can't spell it. You didn't learn how to spell it when you were there. You learned how to spell
You didn't
bat
see it written
and
on the
cat
top of the door every day?
and sat. No.
What?
Remember?
You live a sad life.
Did you have like
No,
little?
I don't remember.
Did you have like little books in kindergarten, and they were basically like the
What?
cat is fat, and then you open the page and it's like cat is fat, or it's a bunch of rhyming words. The cat
What
sat.
sort of North
cat is
Korean
friends with bat.
ideology are you being taught in
It's literally
Pennsylvania?
printed out paper, like on just regular printer paper,
You are insane.
and you just staple it together.
This was
these
a
like
dream you had.
booklets.
This was not real.
I had a massive stack of these books for different words that all rhymed. Like the whole booklet was made up of words that just rhymed, 3-letter words. Just the way it was.
Did you keep it? Did you keep the book?
Oh man, we did for a while. I have no idea where they're at though.
Who is we? Who are we?
My parents, my
Your
family.
parents
I don't
kept
know.
it. Interesting.
Yeah. So you didn't go to preschool for whatever reason.
That's crazy.
You were probably like a psychotic child or something. You beat people. I don't know. So you went to kindergarten.
The crap?
You went to kindergarten. You don't have any memories from kindergarten?
Oh, I got plenty of memories from kindergarten.
Okay. You didn't mention them before.
No,
Alright.
that'd be insane.
Okay, let's go.
Let's-
What's a good memory
go.
from kindergarten? What's the best memory?
Best memory from kindergarten. Gosh, I don't have any.
I'm gonna do a spit take.
Best memory from kindergarten. I remember getting in trouble distinctly. This is gonna make me look bad. I remember in kindergarten, we had this program called Reading Buddies, right? It was like battle buddies, but for reading. And so
We don't say that here. The other term that you just mentioned.
Excellent. I don't. Excuse me, sir. I don't know if you know, but we don't.
We don't do that.
We don't say that here. If you could refrain, please, next time. Just
We won't mention that.
keep it on the down low. Excellent. Thank you. Anyway.
Battle reading buddies.
Wow. Excuse me, sir. We don't say that here. So the Reading Buddies program was like you would have kids that were older, 5th grade, 4th grade, 3rd grade. They would get paired up with a class in a lower grade. I think 5th grade, it was like backwards. So 5th grade would go to kindergarten, 4th grade would go to 1st, and then 3rd would go to 2nd for whatever reason. And then, so the 5th graders would come to the kindergartners class, and they would kindergarteners class, and they would teach them how to read or just read to them, stories from a book, things like that. It was to encourage like, team building or I really don't know, mentorship, I guess. So there's like a 4-year age difference. And then you would go back to class, I guess. But in kindergarten, you would stay in the class because the kindergartners didn't move. It was hard to corral them already as it was. And then, so the 5th graders would come into the classroom. You would be paired up with a reading battle buddy. And then they would read to you the stories from the book in the library that you had, which was like the library of your classroom. And so my reading buddy, I do not remember his name, but it was a older gentleman, now probably in his 30s. Back then, probably 10 years old. And then he would read to me stories. I did not like my reading buddy. Did not know his name. Don't remember it. Didn't like him. He got into a group with me and another kid, and then we had to, or he was reading a story to us. And I don't remember what the story was, but there was an exercise we had to do afterwards where it was making a collage of like magazines. So we had to cut things out of the magazine. One thing led to another, and the only thing I remember is I tried to cut his finger off with safety scissors. Did not work out.
Oh my gosh.
Safety scissors
This
are
is why you weren't allowed in preschool.
safety scissors are plastic, so it did not
So
work.
didn't
not
go
work.
over well.
It was just like trying to clip somebody's hand.
Holy crap.
Did not work out. I never spoke to him again after that.
Why did you
I didn't like him.
attempt to cut his finger off?
I didn't like him. He was rude, you know? I don't remember getting in trouble for it. I remember like most of the trouble that I
Trying to
got
cut
in
his finger
for
off and didn't get in trouble.
was kindergartners, kindergartners.
They can't do much damage.
Kindergartners. Yeah, what are you gonna do? Safety scissors. That's the safe is in the name, really. I mean, if I was able to, I would sue.
Can I run with them?
Who? Yes, absolutely. They're made of plastic.
Excellent.
What are they gonna do? What are they
That's
gonna
all
do?
I needed to know.
Terrific. So there was that incident. Then
Oh, are you trying to remember other stuff from kindergarten?
absolutely.
Oh, okay. There's nothing further with that incident. You just try to cut this guy's finger off and
No. Cut.
Excellent. Okay.
Cut in half. Cut in half. No.
Are you saying real words right now? Like I don't know.
I think that was German. For an American podcast, we say a lot of German things.
Yeah. Literally the first episode. You're like just going off.
German.
Yeah, German.
Deutschland.
All right. So kindergarten.
Most of what I got in trouble for in kindergarten was talking out of line, as one can be aware of.
Can you elaborate?
What?
Can you elaborate on that?
Like in kindergarten, there's not like a real penalty system. I don't know about your coal mining heritage, but in North Carolina, there was a stoplight that was mounted on the side of the wall. It was a fake stoplight. It wasn't a real one that you would see up at the, corners and galleys and roads and bridges. But it was red, yellow, green. Green meant you were good. You were a good little boy, girl, whatever. And then you would have your little tab. You put your tab on the green light. And then if you were being a little naughty, you would move your name up to the yellow light. And it was like, hey, hold your horses. Then if your horses were not properly held, you would move up to the red light like a bad little boy or girl. And then you would go to timeout, you go to silent lunch. And I'll tell you what, there's nothing worse for a kid that gets in trouble for talking than silent lunch. Because if you got in trouble at silent lunch, you were in big trouble. And then you would have to sit there quietly.
You get beat?
You had to sit there. Maybe. It's North Carolina. I don't incriminate.
But you never did.
Anybody. No, I don't get beat. Are you insane?
Okay.
Anyway.
You do the beating.
Excellent.
Or cutting.
Excellent. You would sit there, and then you would just eat your meal like in prison.
Sad.
Yeah, sad, alone most of the time. Sometimes you'd have friends, but
Terribly sad.
The only thing you could do is like look up and look at them. Like, what are you gonna do? And then if the teacher caught you, boy, howdy, you get in trouble, smacked, maybe.
You get more silent lunch.
Yes, more silent lunch. There's nothing worse in kindergarten than not being able to talk to your friends when you got pizza and chocolate milk.
No one out Pizza's Hut.
That's true.
That's all I gotta say. Oh yeah, you said no mentioning of
not a sponsor
brands. Yeah, not a sponsor.
Not a sponsor.
All right. Kindergarten.
Not a sponsor.
First grade. So kindergarten was a separate building. Preschool was a separate building.
No. What?
First grade was a separate building.
What the crap?
First grade through.
That is such a waste of brick and mortar. But with Pennsylvania, they probably got plenty of mines.
No. Okay.
Let me cut you off.
Our school was actually made out of bricks.
Right after I keep cutting you off. Let me cut you off right
there. So we called first through fourth grade primary. No, sorry, first through third grade primary school.
What?
First through second grade primary school.
What the heck is that?
Primary, elementary, middle school, high school, beyond.
Beyond.
Yeah. So primary school. You didn't
The
have a
more
primary
you
school.
know.
You
What?
didn't have an elementary, primary. You don't remember that? That discernment.
What? Didn't remember what?
You said there was nothing before middle school.
K through 5 elementary school. 6 through 8.
Elementary school.
6 through 8 middle
Yeah.
school. 9 through 12 high school.
We distinguished primary versus elementary school.
Why?
I don't know.
Why would you do
It's
that?
just the way it was.
When I got older, like several years older in middle school, we had it was called Avid. I don't know exactly what it was, but Avid was a program in which if you were a smart little 5th grader, you could go take If you were a smart 4th grader, you could take 5th grade at the middle school, and you would take middle school classes so that you could get a head start so you could potentially graduate, I guess, 1 to 2 years early when you got to 11th grade or 12th grade. But that wasn't implemented until I got to 8th grade, and they're like, "Hey, 5th grade students that are smart, you get to take classes at the middle school. It's pretty cool."
And
I
not
wasn't there
you.
yet.
Yeah.
I took an early algebra class, by golly. I got to go take the pre-algebra, because pre-algebra was a 9th grade class. Then I got to take algebra in 9th grade. So I finished my math a year early. Suck it.
Oh, look at you. Now look, you can't even
Now look
do
at you.
any simple math.
7. Arrest my kid.
So you can't remember anything from first grade, second grade, third grade. Got any memories?
3rd grade was by far my favorite.
Favorite?
Favorite ever.
Really?
Favorite by far.
Why?
Favorite teacher ever in the world.
Okay. Say the name. They're not going to watch this podcast. Say the name.
That's probably true.
Mrs., Mr. blank.
Mrs. Trotter.
Trotter.
Best teacher I ever had.
Trotter.
She was so incredible. Every student loved her in 3rd grade. And she also loved us a tremendous amount. Miss Trotter made work fun. I rarely got in trouble. And once in a while, she would have like squirt gun fights. She would run around the classroom and like squirt.
What? It took me a second to register. She just pulled out a squirt gun randomly and just started blasting you guys.
Not a gun, but like a spray sottle. You know, you get spritzed.
Spray bottle.
Yeah,
She sprayed me with bleach.
No, not bleach. Just water, maybe soap.
That'd be pretty funny.
I think it was water, probably distilled.
I want a teacher to start spraying people with bleach and just come home and
it's just like a fun little thing.
Discolor.
It's like one of my favorite memories of 3rd grade was seeing. It's gonna sound weird, but like seeing my teacher at the time. We were having fun doing some sort of class lesson. I think it was like this pictogram puzzle thing that we were doing as like a Friday lesson or whatever. And then she brings out the squirt bottle. She starts spritzing. And then we're having fun. Everybody's laughing. It's 3rd grade. Everybody's having a grand old time. And then, out of nowhere,
someone sues
she's
for
absolutely
assault.
not. It's North Carolina. Nobody cares.
There you go.
She runs outside the classroom. Yeah, no non-PC bullcrap. She runs out of the classroom, and she starts spraying another teacher from another room with the bottle. And naturally, that woman freaks out. And so she gets her spray bottle, and they are spritzing each other in the middle of class with these spray bottles while we're like, funny times, laughing, coloring, having great days. It was incredible. She made learning fun. And at the end of that year, she was like, "You kids are like the best kids I've ever had." She was fairly new. That I've ever had. And
so it didn't mean much.
so
because she
I
was new.
want to get promoted to 4th grade, and I want to take all of you with me.
Holy
sign
crap!
Sign this waiver, and you will be able to
Sign
take
this waiver.
yes.
What is going on?
Sign this waiver, and you'll get transferred into my class next year for 4th grade. Everybody, I think, except for one student, signed the waiver to get transferred into her class.
That one student sucks.
Was not me. And I
They
got
suck.
to take her class in 4th grade year 2.
Who was it?
I don't call people out by name.
What's his first name or her first name?
It was a woman.
How do you know that?
Irrelevant. Because I know her and I still see her.
Oh, okay.
Not regularly.
Understood.
Just
I
like
mean,
in
she already
general.
knows who she is. If
She knows
somehow watches this,
She knows who she is. If she somehow watches
know
this
who
in
you
the
are.
future, you know who you are.
you know who you are.
You know who you are, and I know the reason why you didn't stay. Anyway,
Whoa, hang on. You need to spill the beans.
no, there's no beans to be spilled.
You just said
No.
some sloppy
Jack and the
some
Beanstalk.
sloppy Joes right there
Trade
into
some
the camera.
cows for some magic pods. Anyway, cast. Anyway, so
Okay.
going to 4th grade, having a great time. Miss Trotter is still the teacher. 4th grade was awesome. One of the first times I ever got in trouble. We were
Wait a minute. I thought you said you got in trouble in kindergarten. Freaking getting put in silent lunch.
Listen, silent lunch is different than like trouble.
You tried to cut hang on. You tried to cut a man's finger off.
I did not get in trouble for that, and nobody found out except for him and the people immediately around me and me.
Did he scream?
Probably for me to stop.
5th grade.
It was a one-time deal. It was a one-time deal.
How old was he?
How old was I is the real question. I was
you
5.
were in kindergarten.
I was 6.
How old was the dude?
Probably 10, maybe
10?
11.
Holy crap.
Twice my size.
Twice your age? Twice
and
your
my size. Yeah. Goliath and the David.
Yeah.
Excellent. Always root for David. Always.
Anyways.
Anyways,
Alec.
Brandon. So I go on to 4th grade. We're having a great time. 4th grade's awesome. Halloween time rolls around. This is my bad. This is a story that I haven't told a lot of people. So anyway.
You haven't told a lot of people. You're about to tell the internet. Let's do it.
Maybe I should keep this to myself.
No, you started it. You got to go.
So, jack-o'-lantern carving, as one knows, happens at Halloween time.
It does happen. It does.
So, we're carving jack-o'-lanterns. You should edit this out, by the way.
No.
I want you to edit this out.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'll edit it out.
So, we're carving jack-o'-lanterns. I didn't actually get formally in trouble. We're carving out jack-o'-lanterns, and you're reaching inside, you're pulling out guts of the lantern. Jack himself.
Jack's lantern.
You're pulling out Jack's lantern. And then you're putting Jack's lantern on a plate, paper towel, napkin, what have you. Cleaning them. Butchering, really, if you think about it.
Yeah, you
Vegetarians, beware.
Yeah.
It's basically the same for a deer as it is a pumpkin.
Yeah. And you eat the entrails.
Gruesome. You eat the entrails. You bake the pumpkin and
Shove
you
the
devour
pumpkin
it.
guts in your mouth. No, raw.
What?
Yeah.
You raw dog a pumpkin?
In other words, yes.
in
More makes sense words.
Other words. Yes.
I eat their seeds.
You eat the seed of the pumpkin raw.
Yeah, sure. Why not?
You eat a pumpkin rawly.
Yeah.
What was that?
Like Raleigh,
Yeah.
North Carolina.
What?
Shout out to Raleigh.
Shout out to Raleigh.
Shout out to Raleigh.
Capital. Excellent.
Do you like Raleigh? Have you been to Raleigh multiple times?
God, no.
What? You live in North Carolina.
That is a fact.
And you've never been to Raleigh.
I've been to Raleigh. I do not go to Raleigh. One does not simply go to Raleigh.
I don't know. I'm probably wrong, but I asked if you've ever been to Raleigh.
I have been to Raleigh.
Okay.
Twice.
You didn't like it.
There's a lot of people. There's a lot of buildings. It's a lot of height. It's a lot of ledges. Gargoyles.
Yeah, a lot of ledges.
A lot of ledges. I don't like ledges.
You don't
Ledges-
like ledgers.
Ledges are balconies without safety.
Yeah.
Think about that. You just removed something that keeps me alive. And you expect me to be okay with that.
Well,
Like,
you're typically not
think about
out
that-
on ledges.
think about that in the
don't
broad
have
sense. Yeah.
railings, or like you're not typically out on just a ledge randomly.
The answer is typically.
You're on
But
a
what
balcony.
if I am? What if I am?
Why would you be?
Why would I not
You're
be?
breaking the rules.
There's a chance.
You're breaking the rules, though.
What's the rule? Where is the sign that says I
Don't
can't
go
climb ledge?
on this ledge.
Where's the sign that says I can't climb ledge?
The laws of gravity.
That's not a gravitational law. That's a law made by man. And the law made by man does not apply to me.
It doesn't?
Wait. Roll back. The gravitational law applies to me.
Yep.
Shoot.
All right.
I've been caught. Man-made laws do apply to me, but they're not posted, so they don't count.
I can't remember where we were at in your story.
Excellent.
Halloween.
That was
Carving
the whole
jack-o'-lantern.
point. Shoot. I didn't want you to remember.
Restart.
I was really
or
trying to get
pick
you
up
off
where you
track
were.
here. I didn't want you to remember this.
Jack-o'-lantern. Jack's lantern.
The lantern of the jack.
You were gutting it.
I was taking
were
the
in the
lantern
process
out
of
of the
gutting it.
jack, pulling
Oh.
his jack out of his lantern, so
The
to speak.
lantern wasn't in the jack.
The
but
lantern was now out of his
regardless.
jack.
It was?
I jacked out the lantern.
The lantern is the light.
Of?
I don't know. What? The light of Jack. I don't. Anyway,
Halloween. Anyway.
what? That's not a thing.
The jack is the lantern of Halloween.
Yeah. Go on.
What are you talking about?
Okay, go ahead.
You are
You
insane
were
is what you're
gutting the
doing.
Jack.
I'm jacking the
You
lantern.
were gutting Jack.
I'm jacking the lantern. And
No.
so I've got all this lantern's jack in my hands. And then I put it on the table. And while I'm jacking this lantern,
Don't jack the lantern.
never jack a lantern. I recommend not to. Anyway, I'm jacking this lantern, and I put his lanternness on this table. I'm like looking inside. I'm like, what the crap is that? There is a fez, if you will, at the bottom. That's approximately like
A fez?
a fez. I don't know another term for it. It's about that big.
I've never heard the term fez other than a hat. Fez hat.
Like a fuzz. You know?
You mean the little point that sticks up in
The
the
point-
bottom of the jack?
Is that normal?
Yeah.
That is the only time I've ever jacked a lantern.
Yeah. I mean, that's how fruits.
For good reason. This is the only
Vegetables.
time I've ever jacked a lantern. Anyway, after I jacked this lantern, this fez, as you call,
I
at the
didn't call it a fez.
at the bottom
you
of this,
called it a fez.
at the bottom of the lantern.
Okay.
I'm pulling on it. I'm like,
It's not coming.
no. Well, yes, but this is a strange, almost familiar thing.
Familiar? I don't. I'm not following, but I'll continue to listen.
I'll continue to listen, I
I want to see
guess.
where this is going.
It was, grabbing something
Okay.
about 4 inches long.
That thin?
Hey, girthy.
It's as thin as hair.
Hey, no, it wasn't. This was a thick.
That's a thick stem.
This was a widthy lantern jack
Okay.
at the bottom of
Did you
this.
say so?
At the bottom of this pumpkin.
Okay.
And so I'm pulling on it, and I'm like, I don't like this. I don't like this. And I start making, comments. Meanwhile, my accomplices around me are like, what are you talking about? You can't say that. I'm like, you're probably right. So I stop, but they keep saying, why were you talking about this in class? This is 4th grade. And so I get reprimanded. I get in trouble. I get
They
yelled at.
told on you?
Yeah, they told on me.
Oh, they're such
It's
snitches.
not the first time.
You know what happens to snitches? They get their finger cut off with safety scissors.
You darn Skippy, they do.
Or
Dadgummit.
they try to
Hey,
daggum
hey,
it.
dadgummit.
You try to cut their finger off with safety scissors.
Does it fail
It failed.
this time?
And every time. Note to the wise, you can't cut a finger off with safety scissors that
Note
are
to the
made of
wise.
plastic.
You cannot cut off a finger with plastic unless it's really hard plastic. Safety's in the name, as I've said.
Safety scissors, no. I mean, you can
Safety scissors, no.
You can sharpen plastic enough. I'm sure you can do a lot of damage to a lot of people.
Yeah, prison, you know.
They use rubber bullets there, if that's what you're referring to.
In prison?
Oh, you're referring to shivs. Gotcha.
Yes, not the guns. Why would a prisoner have rubber bullets?
No. Well, we weren't talking about. You just said prison in general.
You think they're playing paintball in the inmate cells?
No, that's what the guards do to the inmates.
The prisoners get played as targets by the prison guards.
Yes.
With rubber bullets.
Do you know anyone that's worked in a prison?
I do. my father, who you've met.
Oh, we'll have to have him on the podcast.
The correctional officer.
We'll ask him about
my
him
dad
playing paintball with the prisoners with rubber bullets.
Oh.
So
I don't think he would. He would admit
so
to that.
you were talking about
He works in a women's prison.
What it felt like to pull on the bottom of a pumpkin
right.
around other students.
No, we're done.
Third grade.
Fourth grade.
A
little bit older, a little bit more mature.
My mistake.
I've seen a few more things.
And then, yeah, everyone has in fourth grade.
That was the last time I ever did anything close to that for the next 4 years.
Anything close to talking about, oh, this feels like something.
Yeah, parts.
Gotcha.
Excellent.
And then they snitched on you.
They snitched on me.
The
those
rats
son of a guns.
themselves.
Those rats.
The rats with their little.
I remember their names and their faces.
Down in the sewers.
I'm still friends with them. I miss them.
You're friends with the rats.
My rat friends, yes.
Are you a rat yourself? Then?
My rateth friends.
Would you say you're a rat?
I'm not a rat. There's no way I'm a rat.
All right, don't be a rat.
How dare you accuse me of such a thing?
I don't know what I can say on here now.
You ever seen the inside of a
that you
lantern?
associate with rats.
There's no way. That's been 20 years.
What?
It's been like 20 years.
Since you've seen the inside of a what?
Of a rat?
Inside of a rat?
What?
A lantern.
It's been a few years since I've seen the inside of a rat. It's been 15 years since I've seen the inside of a lantern. It's been 14 years since I saw those people.
Interesting.
Does that answer your questions?
I guess.
12.
Yeah.
12 years since I saw those people.
Questions I didn't even know I had, but
excellent.
Here we are.
That's all. That's what world is about, you know? Answering questions you don't have, but you inevitably realize you do. You live long enough, you're going to have a question.
After the question's already answered.
Excellent. Yes.
Okay.
You understand. You're starting to see the light.
What light?
Oh, you'll figure it out.
Oh, okay. All right. So is that it for fourth grade?
Yeah.
Who's your teacher? So still
Mrs. Trotter.
Trotter.
Excellent woman.
Mrs. Trotter.
Mrs. Trotter.
She's married.
She's married. She has kids.
Okay. She had kids at that time?
She still has children.
No, I mean, like, did she have them at that point?
She was pregnant my fourth grade year.
Oh, okay. All right.
I think. Or third grade year. I think it was fourth grade year she got pregnant.
Okay.
Like towards the end, it was a big baby reveal to us.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's sweet.
It was sweet.
Yeah. She seems like a sweet woman.
She was a sweet woman.
Maybe she's
still
young woman?
God rest her soul. She's still alive. She's still alive.
How do you know?
I'm friends with her on Facebook.
You are?
I should probably not say that.
Gotcha. Now everyone's going to go look her up. You were a rat.
Cut that out.
You and your friends are rats.
I don't have rat friends anymore. I have gerbil friends, rodents, if you will. But
is that me? Am I a gerbil?
You're definitely not a,
Is that what you were referring to?
You're not like an otter.
Me and other people that you're friends with, we're gerbils. The big guy upstairs, literally one story up. See a gerbil?
Oh shoot! If anything, he's like a seal.
What?
He shaves.
Oh yeah, he's smooth. He's smooth.
Smooth.
He slides.
Yeah, he's covered in baby oil going down the stairs, right out the door.
Do you have any memories of any
Every
recess?
day. Recess?
Yeah, like recess memories. Anything crazy happened during recess?
I remember I busted the crap out of my face at recess one time. And another kid.
Oh my gosh. You busted some other kid's face?
No.
Oh, thank goodness.
You would have thought I did based on how much he was screaming. I got in so much trouble for literally nothing. So there I am, minding my own business on the playground, as one does as a child, minding their business on the playground. This son of a bean looks to me. The playground, by the way, let me give you a layout. It's a playground, like a normal playground, and then it's enclosed with a box of logs, like thick cedar cut logs. Inside of this box, like a sand pit almost, is pebbles, little tiny rock pebbles that you put in like the bottom of an aquarium. So there I am, playing around, skippity doo dying all day, and he's sitting there crisscross applesauce, Indian style, right there in the middle of the thing. I don't know if I'm allowed to say that anymore. And then he picks up a pebble, a little pebble, throws it at me, hits me in the chest. I feel nothing because it's a tiny little pebble.
And you're strong as He-Man.
Inconsequential. Absolutely. He-Man, Hodor, Skeletor,
He-Man.
all of them. Anyway.
Not a sponsor.
Yet. Anyway, so we're standing there, or I'm standing there. He's sitting there, crisscross apple sauce. Throws a pebble at me, hits me in the chest, about right here. I'm like, oh, bend down, pebble. Luck would have it, he is smiling, hits him in the tooth. I'm like, oh, crap. He starts screaming, like,
oh no.
starts screaming bloody murder. And I'm like, oh, shoot.
But he threw it at you first.
He threw it at me first. I got in trouble. I'm like, what kind of world do we live in?
That sucks.
I can't retaliate anymore. This is second grade. I should have been able to do this.
Wait, was this second grade?
This was second grade.
Dude.
I remember who that was, too. Anyway, later
sure
on.
He remembers who he is, or she.
Too. Oh, I doubt it. I so doubt it. He's still alive.
Excellent.
Good for him and his family.
I would hope so.
I would also hope so. He's my age.
Yeah.
If not a year older.
Yeah.
Then, third grade. I think this was third grade. This might have also been second grade. I'm on the playground. I got into a lot of shenanigans in second grade during recess. The more I think about it, I got into several fights. Good
fights.
Holy
crap!
It was incredible.
Wait, no, you said this was the first time when you were telling the story about fourth grade. You were like, "This is about the first time I got in trouble."
Oh, I didn't get in trouble for the fights I got into.
Oh my gosh!
I told you when I said I got in trouble, I got in trouble. Before this, I didn't get in trouble. What are you gonna do?
What'd you do?
So I had this little toy.
Here we go.
You know what a DJ is?
DJ?
A DJ.
I know what a DJ is.
A jukebox hero, you know?
A jukebox hero?
Yes.
Like the song?
Similar. But they on the
fly.
So
a DJ.
A DJ.
Okay.
I don't
a person.
A digital
a person?
Whatever the J stands for. Digital justice. I don't know. Anyway.
Unsure.
They have a thing. We'll look that up later. They have a thing. You know the thing that they play on the thing. I had one as a toy as a child. A turntable, I believe it's called. So I'm playing on this turntable.
Yeah.
It's orange and black. And I'm playing on it, and it's and you can hit the noise and move it with your hands and play with it. I'm like, oh, this is so awesome. I just watched Spider-Man 2, and so I go to the playground, and I'm like, I bring this to show and tell because it's Friday. Friday was show and tell days. So I go to the playground, and there's this thing. It's in the shape of an M. It's like this. you know?
Okay.
But it's a ladder all the way through. You climb on it. So I'm like, wouldn't it be cool if I do that thing that they did in Spider-Man where he hangs upside down? And I
Yeah.
play the DJ box while I'm
Holy
doing it.
crap.
I would be the talk of the second grade,
Yeah,
third grade,
everyone
whatever
would
it is.
think you were really cool.
Little did I realize nobody was watching me. So
Gosh.
I go to I go to this letter M, and I'm like, I can do that.
You're talking about the metal bars, like
The metal
M.
bars,
Yeah.
metal M bars,
I am on board.
the Mars
I
bars.
know where you're at.
I go to the Mars bars, not a sponsor, and I'm on this thing, and I'm like, I wonder if I could climb it like Spider-Man would. So I go up, and then I go down, but I'm not going down like you're supposed to go down. I'm like looking down, crawling down, upside down. That doesn't work out well. It never works out well. I didn't understand in my less than 10-year-old brain gravity. So I'm holding, by the way, I'm holding this turntable also.
Excellent.
Excellent. And climbing at the same time. So I'm basically doing this with one arm, 2 feet, and something tucked up under.
That's awesome.
And then of course, freaking cool, man.
I bet everyone was.
Yeah, everybody that
watching.
wasn't looking wishes they were.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, thank God nobody's gonna see me bust my butt in a couple seconds. And naturally, I do. I fall off.
Ugh.
I bang my face on these thick aluminum bars. Boom. And I'm like, oh, shoot. I hope my turntable's okay. I don't want to break my toy. So then I wake back up and I'm like, I'm doing all right. Nobody saw. I'm all good. I get my toy. I'm like, you know what? Let's try this another day. Never did it again. And then I'm just.
Oh man, you gave up. You gave up on your dreams.
You darn right, I gave up on those dreams. You know how hard it is to climb like Spider-Man upside down. Tom Holland is in great shape.
I don't know if he crawled upside down. You know?
Oh, he crawls.
He does backflips.
He crawls every which way.
He's pretty good at that.
Oh, he does more than that.
He said gymnast. He grew up a gymnast.
Did he?
I wish I grew up a gymnast.
You probably should have.
And you. Yeah, I should have.
No, I just took dance. I didn't need gymnasts.
What?
What?
You did dance?
Also. That's a story.
Heck yes.
That's a story for another day.
Oh, we'll talk about it.
We're talking about it.
You want to take a break? I need to go.
Resume casting the pod.
Okay. Where do we leave off?
4th grade, Holmes.
Yeah, 4th grade. Yeah.
4th grade.
4th grade. You said 4th grade and 3rd grade were the same teacher. Right?
3rd grade, 4th grade, same teacher. You darn Skippy.
Yep.
Miss Trotter. Best I ever had.
Yep.
Shout out.
5th grade.
5th grade. 5th grade was all right. I don't remember 5th grade too well.
Really? You remember the teacher?
I do. I remember every teacher I ever had.
Really?
Yes.
You remember kindergarten?
Kindergarten. Miss Gutenberg.
What?
Yeah, I had a German teacher in kindergarten.
Oh my gosh.
Had
Full circle.
a German teacher in Gutenberg. No. Had a French teacher in kindergarten. Her name was
Don't tell me.
Her name was Miss Goulet, not Gutenberg.
Where did you get Gutenberg?
The Gutenberg Bible, I guess. Her name was Goulet.
Crap.
Miss Goulet. Mrs. Goulet. Wonderful woman.
Okay.
I embarrassed myself in front of her entire class my 3rd grade year.
Okay. Explain.
So, oh shoot, I forgot about this memory. So, we had a prompt, if you will, essay to write in 3rd grade with Miss Trotter. The essay was most embarrassing thing that ever happened to you. This was 3rd grade, so like, what's it gonna be? You know? So I'm like, oh, shoot, what's the most embarrassing thing that ever happened to me in 3rd grade? Oh, crap. Then I realized, oh, this happened to you like within the last year or 2 years, like 5. So you obviously know within the last 2 years what happened. I was at a roller rink, if you know what that is, skate rink.
Oh, I know what a roller rink is.
Oh, I bet you do, with all the sock hops you did growing up at your coal mining institute.
The
Anyway,
what?
coal mining institute.
No, before that,
Sock hops.
sock hops.
Sock hops.
What is that?
It's like a dance, but in your socks. It's an old term. Surprised you don't know it.
I've never heard
growing up
the term
Amish.
sock hops.
Growing up Amish, you should know
Is
it.
that an Amish term?
That's not an Amish term. Anyway,
Oh,
all sock wearers use it.
understood.
Anyway, so you're there. What was I talking about? So you're at the
Sock hops.
sock hops. Before that, you are. What were we talking
Your story, your embarrassing story.
Miss Goulet. Yes. So most embarrassing
Gutenberg.
story, Miss Gutenberg, Miss Goulet Gutenberg. Most embarrassing story, essay that we had to write. So my teacher tricked us. Kind of peeved me at the time.
Uh-oh.
She was like, you know what? To make children, to make you guys feel a little bit better, I'm going to reveal my most embarrassing story first. And then she told this story. I remember it very detailed.
No, I bet it
She
wasn't
used
embarrassing at all.
Flowery. Oh, it was embarrassing. She used flowery wordplay in order to upsell this story where she was at a bowling alley and went to roll this bowling ball down the alley, but didn't let go of this ball because it was too heavy. And she ended up going flying all the way across the alley, tripping and falling and whatever,
That's
and
awesome.
gazing into the back of the alley. Like, oh, I'm so embarrassed in front of all these people. Come to find out, after she revealed it and after we all did our essays, hey, guess what, guys? This story never happened. This story was fake.
She lied?
She lied to the entire class. I thought it was hilarious, but I was a little bit peeved, ticked, if you will, at the time. And I was like, well, shoot. Every one of us wrote a realistic, truthful, honest, embarrassing story of our eyewitness accounts of something that happened to us in the past.
Well, you don't know
that
if
we just
everyone did. But
that we just bared to the world. Well, I did. Mine was incredibly embarrassing, especially to reveal it to the
why would she
students
lie?
of the
Did
3rd
she
grade.
say why?
No.
She couldn't tell an actual embarrassing story. She's never been embarrassed in her life.
30-year-old woman didn't want to be embarrassed. Anyway, to 3rd graders.
Interesting.
Anyway.
I bet that's embarrassing to her now.
That's embarrassing.
It's really embarrassing.
Be embarrassed. Anyway, so we're there, and I'm writing my essay. And the essay that I wrote, I still remember it vividly because I know this story well. So I'm at a roller rink. And I think it's a birthday party. I'm not really sure. That detail I'm a little bit hazy on. So I'm at this roller rink for some reason. I'm like, man, I got to use the bathroom. So I go to the bathroom. Don't take my skates off because...
Oh, no.
Separate story. I didn't learn how to tie my shoes until like 4th grade, 5th grade. Took me forever. Just didn't get it.
Dang.
Still
late bloomer.
Late bloomer. Latest of bloomers. Still have trouble with it. It's a bit difficult.
There's no way.
It's not a bad reason to admit when you have difficulty with something, you know, especially like tying your shoes. Knots. Tricky. So then, very tricky. So then I go.
Very tricky.
Very tricky. Knots. Very tricky. And so I go to the bathroom. I take off, or I still have my zipper boots, whatever they're called. 4Shine zipper boots. Shout out to Will Ferrell. I have my my roller skates on, and I go to the stall, and I'm like, I am not coordinated at this age, by the way. I'm still not entirely coordinated on roller skates. Something about wheels freaks me out. And I'm standing there peeing, as a young boy does, and the floor, of course, is wet, slippery.
Yeah.
I'm already on wheels, 8 of them to be exact. I'm like,
Excellent.
I flip out at some point when I think between the time of getting there, peeing, and then turning around. The turning around process is the tricky part. Then I fall right into the splash into the toilet.
Oh boy.
I'm like, oh God. What have I done?
Oh boy.
I am covered in my own urine.
That's awesome.
My own filth. It's the only time I've ever fallen into a toilet voluntarily. And then I get up and I'm trying to get out. I get stuck. I'm like, I'm by myself, by the way, because, young boy goes to the bathroom on his own, as a young boy should, manly, young man.
That's very manly.
Darn right. Dadgummit.
Darn Skippy.
Darn Skippy. Then I get up and I'm trying to struggle my soaked wet, moist self out of the bathroom, getting, trying to dry. I look, no paper towels. Of course. Look, no toilet paper. Son of a bean. There's no paper towels. This is before the age of the air dryer. There is no toilet paper.
Air dryers are useless anyways.
There is nothing with which that need be to relinquish the moisture from my body. So now I have to leave the bathroom soaked wet to the bone in front of people my age, embarrassed as all crap, skating around this roller rink wet. And you
went back out on the rink?
Well, yeah. A trooper
Wet?
never gives up. Yes.
You're leaving behind a nice wet trail behind you?
A nice wet trail like a good snail does. Yes, I left a wet trail. I skated to my heart's delight. I'm not going to let that get the best of me.
People are slipping on your little snail trail of pee.
Ideally.
The rink.
Ideally.
Oh my goodness, look at Alec. He's all wet.
He's all wet. Yeah.
I wonder what that is.
Why is he so wet? It's not even raining. We're in a drought. Yeah.
Oh,
it was incredible.
That's terrible.
Yeah, it was embarrassing. That was the most embarrassing story.
So you just sucked it up for the rest of the day?
Yeah. Do you know how much a roller rink trip costs?
It's a couple bucks.
More than a couple bucks. Maybe in your freaking backwoods, Pennsylvania, Amish.
You're from the backwoods too.
Dutch town. Little Dutch boy.
You're from the backwoods too.
You're a little Dutch boy. We don't pay in Amish pennies where I come from.
Driftwood.
We don't pay in driftwood. We pay in American dollars.
We pay in shekels.
Dadgummit.
How much do you think?
Aren't shekels Jewish?
Yeah.
We don't live in Israel.
How much was like a day at the roller rink?
I don't know, probably like $5.
Wait, were you using rollerblades or roller skates?
I was too young to use blades. When I got older, because of this, I used blades. But at the time, I used skates. This was why I transitioned to blades.
You're leaving a trail of 4 skates behind.
Yep. Wet.
And you're just dripping pee. You're dripping your own pee all over the roller rink.
Thick, viscous yellow.
That's terrible. And you just stuck it out. How much longer after that were you there?
Probably a couple hours at least.
Oh my gosh.
If you're paying to go to a roller rink, you're not going to be there for a short duration.
You remember when that similar thing happened to me at work?
What?
Not very similar, just like, my uniform.
Do tell.
Got covered, remember?
Your uniform?
Yeah. My clothing. I dropped my drawers. Used the bathroom.
My clothing.
There was a puddle.
My daily costume.
Because people can't, use the toilet
my puddle
properly.
It wasn't their puddle. It wasn't my puddle. It was their
puddle.
It
wasn't my puddle. It was someone else's puddle.
You got covered in somebody else's puddle.
I left after that.
Imagine being puddled.
I pulled the drawers back up and I felt the wetness, and that was it. I was done.
You felt
I'm going home.
The thin wetness.
I'm not wearing this. This is inhumane.
Excellent.
That sucks.
Inhumane.
I mean, at least you were a child.
I do remember that day. I braved it. I stayed wet all day.
You You stayed more than wet. You stayed
Soaked
contaminated.
to the bone.
You were contaminated. It could
I
have been
was-
radioactive.
I was giving off something.
Radioactive.
Excellent.
Who sings that song?
Ideally. Let's not go into that.
Not pertinent.
It's not pertinent to this conversation.
Okay, whatever.
Imagine.
Yeah. John Lennon. Imagine.
John Mulaney. Sure.
Yeah, okay. All right, so 5th grade, 6th grade.
5th grade. 6th grade. That was the era of chubby.
6th grade's where you really became a man.
As one says in the Judaic cultures,
And other.
of which I am not a member of, but
You use shekels.
shekels.
Shekels, full circle.
Imagine getting sheckled at your heckles. So at the 6th grade premises of life, I was 12, 11.
I don't know. Yeah, 11.
Around 11, 12,
11.
around somewhere in that age range.
Probably 12. Yeah.
Mayhaps. Who knows? I was gaining weight drastically.
Rapidly.
Not gaining any
Excellent.
height, just getting thick. Thick old boy. Thick old boy. Then
Nice.
gained probably 40, 50 pounds in a year, give or take. Went from around 99, 100, 150, 160. Huge. Nobody wanted to mess with me anymore. Then again, if you're 4'4", you are not getting. I mean, like, it's height jokes by that point. Just I don't know how short he is. Shorty McShort short. I got Shorty McShort short for months.
No, you didn't.
I did because that was
that exact phrase.
Yes, because
Really?
unknown to you, apparently, there was a cartoon that came out around the time I was in 6th grade called Shorty McShort Shorts.
What?
Yeah.
Hang on. All right.
Cartoon Network. Shorty McShort Short.
Shorty McShort Short.
Pull it up.
Pull this up.
Shorty McShort Short. It was I think he was blue. He was a little cartoon character, and he would have a cartoon commercial that would come up, and it would say, "Now time for Shorty McShort Shorts," and it was a little cartoon duration wise that would come up, and he would do something. I don't fully remember what. And people would call me that because I was little. Did you get it?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Shorty McShort Shorts is
Yep.
an American animated short series
Boom.
which consisted of 4 to 5 minute shorts. It aired from July 28th, 2006 to May 25th, 2007.
8 to 9 years old.
So what network was this on?
I think it was Cartoon Network.
What, it was just in between shows?
It was like a commercial break almost. They would run it. I never watched them. And then I got called Shorty McShort Shorts. And that only lasted for about a year because obviously it wasn't a very popular program. No offense to them. Good job, Cartoon Network, with the other things you've
I mean,
done.
Shorty McShort Short is pretty cool though. I mean, I don't know if you can see him. He's got the blue hat and he's blue and
Yeah, I remember he was blue.
he's got blue clothes and blue shoes.
Yeah, so was a Smurf, and they're cool, but they already cornered that market.
Look what you're wearing right now. You're all blued out.
Careful.
I'm just saying that's pretty
I have grown
remarkable.
Since then. About a foot.
How tall is Shorty McShort?
Shorty McShort Shorts is several pixels tall, as per TV guidelines.
Well, I can't find anything on his height.
Excellent. Shorty McShort Short height doesn't pop up?
Yeah, I got nothing.
Yeah, good. You probably shouldn't. Doesn't make sense. It's only a year long. Who cares? And so then I was Shorty McShort Short every once in a while for, several months.
It just sounds like a
grade year.
really sloppy and lazy insult. Like, hey, Shorty McShort short.
Well,
Like
yeah.
that's
Yeah.
but it's an actual thing. I
Well, yeah.
never knew that.
You could do that
It's pretty funny.
with several words, really.
Hey, fatty fat.
Wow. Just had to use that
Hey,
word.
that wasn't geared towards
What
anyone.
about Tolly McTall?
Hey, Mr. Tolly McTall.
Yeah. Skinny McSkinny.
Yeah, there you go. There's
No,
no shows called that though, so
you
it's
had
not
to
as
start
funny.
with Fatty McFat.
Well, that's usually used as an insult
Uh-huh.
or,
I'll
as
see you afterwards.
constructive criticism.
I'll talk to you afterwards.
So you got called Shorty McShort in 6th grade. Sixth
Sixth grade.
6th grade.
Sixth grade. I got called Shorty McShorts for a short duration.
There you
go. Oh, actually, not too long after that, for an unrelated incident, I got called Cocoa Pebbles. So there was my granny. She worked in the NASCAR business, and she got me a jacket that was brown. And this brown jacket was a NASCAR jacket, NASCAR like sponsored jacket from the museum she worked at. And the sponsor, like the big sponsor on the back, was Cocoa Pebbles. And it was the classic bird, the classic bird eating the Cocoa Pebbles with the spoon full of chocolatey cereal and the big bowl that he had, the orange bird, and with the yellow beak.
It's got the big old yellow beak.
Yeah, and it said Cocoa Pebbles in the back of
orange
of the jacket. Remember. Who cares? Colorblind people don't. Anyway, so I would wear this jacket. It was awesome. This jacket was incredible. NASCAR fans the world over would love it. Then I would wear that every day because it was a jacket for like children. And I wore it every single day. And then after a while, if you didn't know my name at the school, you'd say, "Hey, it's Cocoa Pebbles kid. It's Pebbles kid." So I was Cocoa Pebbles for several months, almost a year after that for a while.
Oh, hold on.
Yeah.
Are you thinking of Cocoa Puffs? The birds from Cocoa Puffs. I thought I remember that. Yeah.
Cocoa Puffs. Yes.
So you were Cocoa Puffs.
I was Cocoa Puffs.
Why you didn't remember your own nickname?
Listen, child.
From the bullying years.
That was almost 12 years ago.
Cocoa Puffs? Not Cocoa Pebbles. You're sure?
Cocoa Puffs actually does sound more familiar. Yeah.
Who the heck sponsored Cocoa Puffs? Or who did Cocoa Puffs sponsor?
Who got sponsored by Cocoa Puffs?
Yeah, NASCAR.
Couldn't tell you. General Mills. Look it up.
I mean, that would make more sense. Just General Mills in general.
Bub, who got sponsored by Cocoa Puffs?
Okay. I mean, it must have been your favorite racer. You were wearing his jacket.
No, it was just the one in my size. But the jacket was incredible. It was immaculate. I love that jacket. I wish it was scaled to adult size now. I would wear it. To and from work, to and from home, out and about. Oh, it's incredible, isn't it? Majestic, even. Cocoa Puffs.
Bobby Labonte?
Mayhaps. Bobby Labonte? Yeah, that makes sense. He sounds like a Puffs lover. Is that it? I can't see that.
Is that it?
I can't see that. Oh, shoot. It's selling for that much?
Can you see it?
Yeah, that's it. Dang. I didn't know they were that expensive.
$150? That's
holy cow. What do you mean not that much? That's a lot of money for a jacket that's 20 years old. Bobby Labonte. That's the way you would pronounce it, by the way. Bobby Labonte.
Is it?
Yeah. It always says Bobby Labonte. It's NASCAR, Bobby Labonte. As somebody who grew up in the biz.
In France?
I didn't grow up in France. I've never been to French. You think I've seen Europe?
I mean, maybe
I never told difference.
your last name and your love for poutine.
First of all, let's clear one thing up. You love poutine more than I do.
Poutine's good, but
I
I don't
love-
have a French last name.
I love cheese.
There
Irrelevant.
you go.
Irrelevant.
No, not irrelevant. That's very relevant.
Irrelevant. There are many cultures that love cheese. The Mayans.
Do they?
Yes. Corn.
Why? What
corn.
kind? What?
The
Corn and cheese?
Brazilians.
Hang on, you're saying two separate things.
Not the French.
French.
The Italian. The Italians love
French.
cheese.
Bobby
The
Labonte.
Americans, Canadians. Bobby Labonte. Say it. Bobby Labonte. Say it like an
there it
adult.
is.
There's what is.
There's his jacket.
There's his jacket. That's my jacket.
Yeah, that's a pretty cool jacket.
That's a
But
pretty cool jacket. I
it
wear
had-
that every day.
So it did have the big bird like that on
It
it.
had the big bird on the back with Cocoa Puffs.
Yeah, I'd call you Cocoa Puffs too.
Yeah, it said Cocoa Puffs on the back of the
I
jacket.
don't blame any of them.
I don't either. I loved it. That was great.
You loved being called Cocoa Puffs?
Well, yeah, it was before name
It was
changes.
before Cocoa Puffs was an insult.
It was like, yeah. This is when if you were a Cocoa Puff, you were a cool dude. Hey, there's Cocoa Puffs right there. It was like Reese's Puffs, Reese's Puffs, peanut butter chocolate flavor, not sponsor.
All right, let's get through the rest of grade school.
Grade school,
Yeah,
All the
let's
grades.
speed run it.
speed run.
We
6th grade
wrap
got called
up soon.
Mr. Potpourri. Stayed Mr. Potpourri for a while.
by who? Other students?
Yeah,
It sounds like something a teacher would call you, like Mr. Potpourri.
yeah.
Yeah,
You didn't know
They
how to
did
pronounce
too?
it. Yeah. Oh, I corrected quickly on. 8th grade. Oh, got shouted at in the middle. In the middle of class. The middle of class.
Frick was that?
Intrusive, you know. Middle of class, 8th grade, pre-algebra. I'm not gonna say the teacher's name. Yelled at me because I wouldn't take notes. So we had this system. How much do you want me to speed run this?
Speed run it. Spark notes it.
We had this note thing that we had to do that was graded. And I didn't like taking notes. Being left-handed, I don't like to write a lot. So
What?
he looked at my notebook one day, saw that it was
Is writing just
incompletely.
harder for you?
Yes, I don't like. I have to push into the page. I don't like to. I don't drag. I have to push. It's unfortunate. It makes
Do you
my
think people like in the
my
Middle
hand
East,
cramp.
like specifically like Hebrew is written right to left? Like you think they were all left-handed?
Yes.
Would that be a lot easier for you?
If I
Right
wrote
to
from
left?
right to left. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. That'd be a lot easier.
Maybe you should learn Hebrew.
I don't speak other languages. I'm American, dadgummit.
Dadgummit. Okay, so you don't like to write.
No. Can't stand writing.
You
I
were
hate
telling
writing.
that
I
as
would
a
much rather
story.
type. Yeah.
Okay.
So I'm having to take these notes in math class. There's this thing that we have to fill out called the table of contents of
Yeah.
our notes. The table of contents on our notes was graded. Ridiculous. Ticked me off because unaware to you probably, when I take notes on what's important first, and then I take notes on what's important next. You know what I mean? And
Okay.
then I like to search and find what I'm looking for. There's no rhyme or reason to what I'm taking notes on. It's just in my book, and I know it's in there, so I look for it, and I find it. Doesn't take me long. It inconveniences maybe a couple seconds. So what? Doesn't make sense. Doesn't matter. Don't care. But I have to organize these notes based on date we took the notes, category, lesson plan, lesson, all this stupid stuff that doesn't matter to me at all. So then I take these notes, and then I don't fill in the table of contents. Oh well, boo-hoo, doesn't matter to me.
Ooh,
Then
jeez.
one day I'm leafing through it, and I'm like trying to find my notes. Takes me a couple extra seconds, and he's over my shoulder, of course, and he's like, Alec, let me see your notes.
Uh-oh.
And I'm like, oh, shoot, I am screwed. So then I flip to my table of contents, and he's like, why is it blank? He's literally screaming at me. Why is your notes blank? He's yelling at me in front of the whole class.
Oh.
He goes to the front. And he's like, this is the reason why you will never make it anywhere. This is the reason why you will never amount to anything ever in your life because you don't know how to follow directions. You don't know how to take notes. Every time I put you in a table,
Oh
the
my gosh.
the exam scores of everyone that you sit with drops. And I'm like, this feels a bit
Oh my gosh.
feels a bit personal,
That is insane.
especially for 8th grade.
Yeah, that's insane.
It's quoted from my 8th grade experience.
Wow. That should have been your senior quote.
Every time
Oh
I
my.
put you at a new table, the exam scores of the table drops.
Wow.
Unknown to him, mine never dropped. They stayed the same the entire time.
So
My
you
exam
just-
scores were great.
You just brought down
I
everyone else
siphoned.
around you.
Yeah, I siphoned to boost my,
You siphoned, but
my
you
scores
never.
up.
You didn't boost your own up. You said yours just stayed steady.
Well,
but
when
you
he put me
just-
by myself, my scores dropped.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, so I sucked in the knowledge from others.
I don't know, it sounds like you might have been looking off of other people's.
Parasitic, one might say.
You might have been doing one of these. Not looking
No.
off.
No, I didn't cheat. I remember the one test I ever cheated at, and it was in 2nd grade. I'll never do it again.
You got caught.
No,
Why wouldn't you ever do it again?
because it
Or why did you never do it again?
scared the crap out of me. I was worried
What
sick.
would you cheat on? You remember the
Yes.
question?
I remember the question. Easily.
Really?
Yes.
Wow. Okay.
It was a spelling test. It was spell the word giraffe. I was like, oh, shoot, how the heck do you spell giraffe? And the teacher just so happened to be next to me, and I was like, giraffe. And I've never forgotten how to spell the word giraffe since.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh my
Giraffe is spelled with a
gosh.
G. A G.
That's true. Not
a
a J.
J.
Yep.
As one might think as a 2nd grader.
Yeah.
Freaked me out. Never did it again.
2 F's.
2 F's. An E, an A, an I, and an R.
Yep.
Not in that order.
In a separate order.
Separate orders.
GERIFFA.
Gariffa.
All right. We're
Giraffe.
running out of time. We should probably wrap it up. We're just gonna have to pick up here on the next episode and then go into my stuff
Excellent.
and
I
waste
love a good
time on
next
my
episode.
life.
I would love to talk about your life.
Yeah. Yeah. Well. I don't know.
Excellent.
I don't know how you want to end this, or if you just want to like push the mic away and get the heck out of here.
No, absolutely not. We need to do a proper send-off.
Okay. All right. Send us off, I guess. However you want to.
This is the Dadgummit podcast featuring yours one and only, Alec and Brandon. We just like to talk about silly things in our lives and things that are coming up. We're on camera. Things that are up and coming and things in our lives. We hope that you have a good time with us. And Dadgummit, we hope you're here for the rest of our lives.
For the rest of our lives?
For the rest of our lives.
We're going to be doing this for the rest of our lives?
For the rest of our lives.
Wow.
You and me, Buckaroo.
Holy cow. You're following me. I can't live in these southern states.
For now.
Oh.
Wait till you get acclimated.
We're going to start having guests on, and we're going to stop talking about ourselves and start talking about other people
Absolutely.
and other things.
This first episode was merely an introductory course into the lives and trials and tribulations of the Brandon and Alec. Him being
Mostly
Brandon.
Alec today.
Mostly Alec and Brandon, yeah. Today, Alec. Tomorrow, Brandon. Mayhaps.
Maybe tomorrow, maybe next week, maybe
Maybe
in a
next
month.
week. Maybe in a month. Who knows?
Every Monday. Thanks for watching.